Welcome to Haven Ridge Adventures. I'm Michael, and today's video is just going to be a little video about repairing our rooftop tent cover. As you can see it up there, the cover is off, all the way off the tent, and it's sitting over my driveway. So what am I going to be doing? We got that little tear, if you saw last video, from a overhanging branch coming down off of a tree. So we're going to repair it today. So I'm about to get into that and show you guys how I'm going to repair it. Here is the cover off of the truck. There are my repair materials. We got shoe goo and we have Gorilla Tape, permanent Gorilla Tape. So between the two of those, I think this will work. If you saw the last video, I recommend you watch it if you haven't, but I'm not going to show you the tear on that side. I'm going to show you the inside. So you got these little reinforced flaps like right here. So it's underneath there. So you can see the tear down in there. See how it's torn? Luckily, this is a double layer. Well, it tore through both layers, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of Gorilla Tape facing down. And then I'm going to put a thing of Gorilla Tape facing up this direction with a sticky side up on the inside of this layer. So it'll get sticky backing, or it'll tape up this layer of the cover, and it'll start fixing the other side, the other layer of the cover. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put shoe goo all in this area here, put this flap back down there, make sure it's nice and gooed all around the edge. What I may do is I may run Gorilla Tape around the edge here also to make sure it's fully sealed in. Then on the other side, I'll flip it over and show you guys what I'm going to do there. I'm basically going to do the sticky side will be then facing up once I flip it over. Then I'm going to put a layer of shoe goo around the edge, and then another layer of the Gorilla Tape on the other side. So this should be a pretty darn good fix. So let's get into it. So like I said, Gorilla Tape is the first thing. Gorilla Tape. What I'm going to do is open this up. I'm going to get a piece of Gorilla Tape down there inside of it facing down. So I'm going to use a strip about that big. If you can see it, there you go. And what I'm going to try to do is get this down inside facing the sticky side down. So I'm going to get this all inside here. Try to get it to stick. It's kind of difficult, so it's going to be kind of, there we go, it's down in there. Hopefully it is sticking. Okay, I'll try that. Hopefully that's stuck enough. So I learned my lesson on that one. I'll use a smaller piece of tape for this one, because this one is going to be going inside also, facing up, with the sticky side facing up. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. It's kind of tricky to get it in the hole without getting it stuck to everything. Get it down in there inside the hole. Okay, sticky side is up. Pull this flat. Make sure that's stuck down. Hey, that worked pretty well. That's good. It's stuck down. So now what I'm going to do is pull this kind of flatter. Hopefully it's still on screen. Let me check. Yep, still on screen. I know I'm filming this kind of upside down because I'm in front of it, but you know, it's not the view over my shoulder or anything like that, but it should work pretty well for the video purposes. Shoe goo. Open it up. Got the seal. Puncture the seal, and you got it coming out already because it's nice and hot out here. Unlike what the weather's been lately, it's been a lot of rain and stuff, but I'm just going to lay a nice thick layer down all in here. So when it dries, or it sets up kind of, you know how shoe goo does, it will be fully covered. So that looks really good. Push it all down. Oh yeah, got all that goop coming out the sides. That's good, because that'll just create a seal around the edge. Yeah, it's all nice and gooey and sticky. And actually, what I'm going to do, lessons learned while I'm doing this, I need to move over to the shade because this is never going to dry right here in the hot sun. Got us moved over here in the shade, and I realized I said the word dry. Obviously it's shugu. It's not drying. It's just setting up. So this is pretty good for now. Got nice goop coming out the sides, and it appears to be pretty well sealed. So for now, what I'm going to do is make sure that this is fully sealed over to the area that is still stitched on this cover flap thing. So that's probably enough right there. And the way it's sitting, it's got contact with the edges. All right, that looks really good. So now I am actually gonna touch up this area here with a little bit more, make me feel a little bit better, and some more here on this corner. And yeah, it's all goopy right now, but it'll dry, set up nicely soon, and then I'll probably cover that whole area in Gorilla Tape. But for now, I'm gonna let that sit and get back to you on the future part of it, the next part. All right, so at this step of the repair, we have the shugu that has fully set around the edges. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take some of this Gorilla Tape and I'm just gonna run it all the way around this just to make sure that it's, you know, that it's good to go. So I'm kind of measure it. I'm gonna give it extra on each side just for a little peace of mind. I think it'll work out really well. Put it on there, conform around the edge, get it nice and tight. All right, that looks really good right there. The other side may be a little more challenging because of where the tent is, or the way the fabric is and everything. So try to lay this tight and not knock the camera over. All right. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'll do the other side. A little extra. This is where the curve of the tent or the cover is though, so I gotta be careful of that. Be mindful of the bend right there in the fabric. That should be good. And then one last piece. And then we'll be able to flip it over and do the other side. So we will finish putting this down and get back to you in a minute. First, I want to show you where this tear went. So you can see it here. It goes down there, and then there's a secondary tear right along there that didn't go through the second layer, the secondary tear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run shugu all over this area, let it set up, and then I'll put some tape on it. But first, as you see, there's a lot of dirt and dust on this area. I'm going to clean it up really quick and give it a nice, good, clean surface for the shugu to take effect. I'm also going to put some shugu kind of down inside there and then lay this fabric down onto the shugu and then shugu the top and then put tape over the top. All right, so that's wiped down now. So I'm going to put some shugu in here. I'm going to lift up these little tears. Hopefully you can see it. I'm trying not to block your guys' view, but it's going to be kind of hard to do that. I'm just going to lift up these little edges here if I can. Here I'm fumbling around. All right, there we go. Put some shugu down in there. And then tap these down. You want to do that for me, Cassidy? There you go. Tap those down. Then this side. Yes, there's some tape down in there, but it's not really done very well. So I'm going to try to shoot some shugu down in there and some down in here along this edge. And then tap these down.
Okay.
Tap that down.
This sugar is getting all over my fingers.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll clean up. Here's the towel. All right, and now I'm just going to put it across the top. Put a nice thick layer all along here.
I'm gonna wash.
Yeah, and it's a little messy. You don't be afraid of getting your hands a little messy here. making sure that it's all over everything. Just a nice thick layer. Don't worry about putting down too much or anything like that. Kind of spread it out a little bit so it gets all over the area. Nice tacky area, and there, that looks pretty good. That's formed there over the edge. Oh, wait, don't push right there. Let me see. Gotta make sure that it gets right down in there.
Yeah.
And seals. So I'm gonna put another dab right there because it's sticking up right here.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put a big glob right there, and then wait, don't touch it. I don't want that touched right now. I'm gonna put a little bit over here on this side, and there we go. I'm just gonna leave it. All right, leave it. There we go. I think it's looking really good. So may not be the prettiest job ever, but it'll work. And then once we get that all fully covered with the good, awesome Gorilla Tape, there you go, the Gorilla Tape, should be a really good repair. Should last for years. So stay tuned for the finish. So the shoe goo has set up fairly well. Now we need to add the final layer of tape. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of make sure I got tape big enough for to cover the whole area. I'm gonna start way over here and then cover really well that area, overlapping quite a bit, because I want to make sure that they are really, really, really sealed. I want to make sure this lasts and our rooftop tent doesn't get damaged in any other way. So
Dad?
I think this is going to work really well. What, baby?
You sure you should put a second layer of tape on there?
Second layer of tape's not going to do any good. But
Well,
I
so
might,
okay.
just for good measure, do a layer the opposite direction.
Oh. Yeah, you should do that.
Ah, this tape is really stuck to itself though.
Yeah, because it's Gorilla Tape.
Yeah, so maybe I'll do one this direction also, just to really, you know, you guys know how I feel, I'm pretty sure. You want your tent taken care of.
Are you going to do it just on both sides or like across the whole entire thing?
I'm just going to go across like this.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I
And
see.
that
I see
should
what
be
you're
good.
doing. Yeah, I see what you're doing. You're doing
And then overlapping, yep.
there, and there.
Yeah, overlapping nice and...
Yeah, because 1, 2,
Nice and solid.
3, 4. You're adding 4 pieces of tape, right?
Probably do one more.
Yeah, probably 5. 5 should be good.
And just one more for good measure on the end.
Yeah.
Go down that direction. I can seal nice and solid. Press it down really well. And that, my friends, I think is a very good repair for our rooftop tent cover. So we'll just let that sit, do its thing overnight. There's almost no chance of rain tonight. Even if it gets rain, all I gotta do is whip the tent out, let it dry in the heat. You know, we get nice days now.
Yeah.
So that should be good. So that was repair of the rooftop tent cover. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope that it works. I can give you guys updates, but I think it'll work really well. So I wanted to show you guys that and step through the process, show you kind of a how-to. I think it's valuable, but thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, share the videos, comment below, all the things. And check our links in the description below. We got a Buy Me a Coffee, we got a Patreon channel, we got a bunch of different things going on. We're trying to build this channel, build this brand, get out and do things, build our Land Cruiser, and really go on some serious adventures. Maybe some expedition type stuff, but that's in the future right now. Thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful day.